Hi, I'm Feann and this is the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLC. It's bigger, sleeker, more lavish than before. It's got more tech, but it's also more fuel efficient. But it costs a lot more money. We're here at the International Launch Drive to give you an early look at the new model. So without further ado, let's tuck in. We're driving a range of models at the media launch, but only the GLC 300 turbo petrol mild hybrid version will come to Australia. Yes, just one model grade. It will start rolling into dealerships down under from March 2023, and given the big price increases seen with the new C-Class, we could see the GLC 300's price of around $90,000 rise to more than $100,000 when the new model gets here. Several option packs will certainly add a little bit more buyer choice, but it's going to be fascinating to see how this one model grade sales strategy works. Mercedes says that the reason it's gone down this path is because the previous GLC 300 was by far the top selling model. Every single model in the GLC range gets an electrified engine now, including the GLC 300 we're getting in Australia, and most are powered by a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. And yes, that means even the AMG 63 version will get a 4-cylinder engine. Even though technically Mercedes hasn't confirmed it yet, it's pretty much a done deal. The GLC 300 comes with a mild hybrid system, which won't let you drive in EV mode like the plug-in hybrid models, but it does add extra thrust, and when you need it to, can reduce stress on the petrol engine. The engine pumps out the same amount of power as the previous GLC 300, and although it does generate 30 Newton meters more torque, it's no faster to 100 kilometers an hour. All models get a 9-speed automatic transmission that drive all 4 wheels. When I first saw the new GLC online, I thought it looked a bit undercooked, with little to separate it from its predecessor in a visual sense. But in the metal, it looks pretty schmick. It's got loads more presence thanks to this bigger grille, more aggressive front bumper profiling, sleeker headlights, and these new LED signatures. Expect all Aussie models of this SUV to be fitted with the AMG styling package you see here. That'll deliver big alloy wheels, a sports body kit, and side steps. The rear end is nice, but looks pretty much like every other Mercedes SUV out there, including these cookie cutter LED taillights. Part of me kind of wants to see a bit of originality every now and then. Well, this is rather fancy. Mercedes has done a good job differentiating this from the previous GLC, and there's influences from the S-Class that I really like, this much larger screen, and it also reduces the amount of hard buttons. You've only got a few along the bottom here. Mercedes' fit and finish is uniformly impressive, with high quality materials across the dashboard, doors and seats. Smaller touches like these air vents are absolutely lovely. They feel fantastic. But then at the other end of the spectrum, you've got this plastic column-mounted gear shifter that feels offensively cheap. However, I guess one way to look at it is that it does remove the gear shifter from here, which opens up more storage space. There's way more digital real estate on this gorgeous new 11.9-inch central touchscreen. And while the menu system still has the depth of its predecessor, it doesn't have the complexity. It's a lot easier to use, which is a very smart move from Mercedes. The temp controls are now digital, which I don't love, but at least they're always on the screen, so you're never fumbling through menus to find them. The 12.3-inch digital driver's display looks fantastic. Crisp, high-res visuals, loads of customization. There is so much depth to it, but accessing it is a little bit complicated. I'm not a big fan of the steering wheel controls. Back seat comfort is very good. These seats are really nicely contoured, and legroom is reasonable, adult behind adult, and headroom is good. No one's going to complain sitting back here. And amenity levels, not class leading, but largely very good. You've got the adjustable air vents back here. They feel lovely. Twin USB-C ports. You've got reading lights, holy shit handles, and of course, the fold down armrest with cup holders as well. The bigger bodied SUV also delivers 12% more boot space, which is great to see. Amenity is really good too. You've got 4 tie down points, 2 bag hooks, a 12-volt socket, and this handy auto flip rear seat button, which opens up around 1.85 meters of length in the boot. There's extra storage under here, quite a lot actually, and even a dedicated spot for the cargo blind, which is awesome. But there's no spare tyre of any kind, just a tyre puncture repair kit. Well, that is a very impressive interior, a big improvement on its predecessor, but what's she go like on the road? Time to cue the driving music. It drives pretty much as expected. Very smooth, very composed. It's quite a delight. It's very easy going, but perhaps the thing that stands out the most compared to its predecessor is just how quiet it is in the cabin. And a big part of that is due to new sound deadening materials that it borrows from the S-Class, the flagship Mercedes. And overall, the result is a more premium feeling SUV. Initial powertrain impressions are pretty good. It's very much like the cabin ambience, very refined. It's quiet, there's not a lot of noise, not a lot of vibration or harshness. However, this 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine does lack a bit of oomph. Even when you put the foot flat to the floor, it's almost missing a little bit. And sometimes that 9-speed gearbox takes a little while to respond as well. It's not quite as dynamic and quick to react as some other gearboxes. The Benz engineers we spoke to reckon this SUV has more shared componentry with the top spec S-Class sedan than the smaller C-Class. And I've got to say, it does deliver excellent ride comfort with impressive bump absorption when set to comfort mode. There is a hint of jiggle when dealing with patchy surfaces and roadworks, but overall the suspension settles very quickly after taking bigger hits. The autonomous driver systems are really good too. They're proactive, so the adaptive cruise control and self-steering lane keep assist allow for relaxed highway cruising. It kind of goes beyond automatic. This is almost automagic. In terms of handling dynamics, the GLC is a bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting the steering to be quite as direct or the vehicle quite as planted and balanced through the corners. There's a little bit of body roll, and to be honest, no one's really going to drive it this hard, but the fact that it can perform like this is pretty good. That said, I should mention that all the cars we're testing on this launch have the adaptive air suspension, which is probably a little bit of an unfair advantage, and I think most models will probably struggle to rival vehicles like the BMW X3 in terms of dynamics. Yes, it's better, but I don't think it's the best out there. There's no doubting Mercedes-Benz has brought its A-game to the table with the new GLC. It's beautifully executed inside and out, has an immaculate cabin, and the attention to detail is superb. It's easy to operate, will look great parked in the driveway, and while it doesn't push the envelope in any particular direction, the German SUV is a rock-solid product. It's a bold move for Benz to adopt a one model grade sales strategy for its best-selling vehicle in Australia. But given how polished and classy this vehicle is, the extra risk might just pay off.